Okay, let's take a look at building a 3D civil cell. Now we'll start with pretty much exactly like we've started previously. I've got a mainline alignment. I've got a couple of edge of pavements that are in relationship to it, and then I've got a side road alignment. Over here I've got a 3D view, but you'll notice I don't have anything in it. So let's start adding some 3D to this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to vertical geometry, and I'm going to select my profile by constant elevation. I'm going to just select my center line there, and I'm just going to apply a constant elevation of 330 to it. Okay, so what that did for me is that basically created a profile at a constant elevation of 330, and now that gives me 3D geometry. Now let's come over here back to our vertical, and let's do a profile by slope from element, and I want to add vertical elevations to these edge of pavements here. So we're going to select the first one to profile, the second one to profile, and then we want to profile them off of this center line right here. Okay, we'll do a slope of 2%. We'll accept all the defaults, and that gives me these edge of pavements right here. Now what I need to do is I want to create a profile for this side road, and I want to use this surface to do it. So I'm going to select these two edge of pavements. I'm going to come over to my terrain modeling, and I'm going to tell it I want to create a surface from elements. It says data point to add those two elements, and I'm going to add them as a boundary, and you can see here that it's created my surface. Now obviously I need to add in my center line there, so I'm going to do an add feature. I'm going to locate the terrain model, and then I'm going to locate this get in there, there you go, the center line that I want to add. I'm going to reset and add that as a break line. Okay, and so then I get my features there. Now I'm just going to come in here real quickly, hover over that, access the properties, and turn off our triangles, but we've actually still got a terrain model here. Now what I want to do is I want to use that mainline surface to build my side road profile. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to open up a profile view, and of course at this point it's blank. I don't have any profile for this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick profile from surface here, and I'm going to identify this surface and reset to accept it. And now if I do a fit, you'll notice what it's done is it's actually profiled that side of that pavement for me, and you can kind of see that here. So I'm going to use this to build my profile. So I'm going to snap to the beginning line there, and I'm going to snap to the ending line there. Now again, I'm gonna grab this, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything fancy here. I'm just going to zoom over to the end there and extend this out. So what I'm going to do now is grab this, and I want to make this as my active profile. So now I've actually got 3D geometry on this. It comes off at the same slope as that side road there. So if this side road, this main line, if this profile changes, these edge of pavements will change based on that change, and of course this will change based on those two as well. So let's start building some 3D geometry for our side road here. Come back over here to horizontal geometry. I'm going to do my offsets here, so I'll just do 12 foot with a mirror, and then we'll do our curb returns as we've done previously. Locate the second element, and I'm just going to trim back, and I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm just going to trim back. Now we want to 3D those, so to do that I'm going to again come to my vertical geometry. I'm going to do a profile slope from element. I want to pick those two edge of pavements. We'll right click to accept, identify the reference element. Okay, so we want to do a 2% slope off of that center line right there. I'll just accept the defaults. Now I get my 3D geometry. The last thing we want to do for our curb returns is we want to do a quick profile transition. I have two options here, parabolic or linear. I'm going to do a parabolic. I'm going to ID the curve return, parabolic, ID the curve return, and now you can see that I've got my 3D geometry. So I've done something in 2D over here very similar to what I've done previously, but now you can notice that all of these not only have the two-dimensional rules, they also have 3D rules applied to them excuse me, as well. So the last thing we want to do is go ahead and build our civil cell. So I'm going to come over here and say civil cell. You'll notice the name is 3D intersection. I'm going to locate this reference element here, and then I'm actually going to locate I'm going to use my edge of pavement as my reference element. So do it just a little bit different, okay? We will reset, we have no optionals, and we'll accept our civil cell. So now what we've done here is this is actually, you can see under our properties, is our civil cell called our 3D, our intersection here, okay? Now, what we've got here is I've got a another little place right down here. So let's come over to here. Let's open the profile view for that. Notice I've already got a profile created for this one. So I'm just going to set active, okay? And then what that'll do, obviously, is give me 3D geometry here, okay? So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to say place civil cell, okay? Move down to this one. It says identify the first reference. Identify the second reference, which is this, this edge of pavement. We'll reverse to skip, and then we'll do our civil cell. And so you can see over here in 2D, it's placed, but you'll notice that all the 3D geometry is placed on the fly as well.